At Zelensky, though, it would have been controversial regardless of who was in charge. Those agencies, they're supposed to be outside of the normal government in order to watch over them. By placing them under the control of an office that the president indirectly controls, it opens the door for corruption and politically appointed attorney generals to disappear cases. Now, with this, they had Zelensky trying to claim all the agencies were filled with Russian influence and that the change was needed to get rid of it. But to say that people were skeptical of that claim, that's an understatement. Especially because the agencies were starting to listen to Zelensky allies and slap them with charges, and so the timing of those sanctions close. And so over the past week, Ukraine has seen the largest protests since the war with Russia began, with many feeling that the changes were a betrayal of the democratic pushes that Zelensky has tried to make since taking office. Although in many ways, Zelensky is almost paradoxical when it comes to this. But on the one hand, he's tried to push serious democratic reform, but on the other, he's seen the pressure of the war with Russia and so much law has changed. And that's something that concentrates a lot of power in his office. And, even outside of Ukraine, there was widespread criticism, and in particular, you have the European Union just really not happy to hear about the change. With the warning that the law could jeopardize Ukraine's plan to join the Union, which tries to curb corruption and provide robust laws to prevent. So I'm sure, there's citizens or otherwise are also that are actually happy with their government. I don't know anymore, but a lot, they even have leads in Ukraine. That's without mentioning that Ukraine actually has a long history of corruption, even above the norm for former Soviet states. And over there, it's been argued that small things like bribes with the DMV that are hardly viewed as corruption and more just kind of a way to grease the cogs of government. And even with that being kind of a perceived norm, that the public's perception of corruption there is high. It was a fine factor protesting most of the Russian puppets in the government, all of which doesn't led to the war with Russia in the past 11 years. But either way, Zelensky's party went also quick to reverse force. After a few days, it doesn't for lawmakers to vote for the changes, complete 180, and Zelensky quickly signing into law. The news of which led to celebrations in Kyiv. But then the president of the European Commission praising the move, saying, "Restoring the anti-corruption agency's independence is a welcome step. Ukraine's rule of law and anti-corruption reform should continue to remain essential for Ukraine's progress on the European path." And that, as you had other EU officials like the person in charge of making the bloc bigger, warning that today's law restores key safeguards, but challenges remain. And with all this, if we take a step back, it's important to note, this is one of the few internal crises that Zelensky's faced since taking office. However, we're also facing massive terror with both internal opponents as well as allies. Reportedly, now feel at least some level of trust has been broken, while critics claim that he's just as corrupt as any other Ukrainian politician, and this is true. We're now we'll have to see if this was just a big bump in the road, or it's a crack that leads to something bigger. But then, my friend, you beautiful bastards, where today's show is going to end. Remember, show doesn't have to be over. Just hosted this week's episode of English Faith with Philip DeFranco, my brand new interview podcast over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And today's guest was Brian Tyler Cohen. I've got links in the description there. Definitely follow us, give us 5 stars there, help the show grow. And then also, remember, we got a new schedule on this show. You're getting a Friday video and a Sunday video. And those were live for you earlier at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. So hey, thank you for watching.
Elaborate scheme, which involves allegedly kidnapping a wealthy businessman and holding him hostage for his crypto wallet. So, this is John Wolf, who many people refer to as the Crypto King. He rented out a $40,000 a month townhouse in Manhattan, lived like a king, and allegedly ended up torturing a 28-year-old businessman and crypto investor for 17 days straight. The dude was allegedly beaten, forced to take illicit substances by 2 men who were trying to steal his Bitcoin seed phrase.
Arrested barefoot and in a robe, crypto entrepreneur John Waltz expected to appear in court today, accused of kidnapping a man to steal his Bitcoin password. But Waltz waiving his appearance at the last minute, his lawyer taking no questions.
I have no comment about the case.
Dubbed the Crypto King of Kentucky, Waltz now facing charges of kidnapping and unlawful imprisonment.
Okay, so let's break down the key characters of this case. You have John Waltz and William Duplessis, and their alleged victim, Michael Valentino Teofastro Carduran. In early May of this year, Italian businessman Michael Carduran, he flew into New York from Italy after he had allegedly been lured by threats to his family. What he didn't realize was that he was walking into what prosecutors described as a torture chamber. Off the bat, I mean, this is just insane. We usually cover more lighthearted stories on the channel, but this is just straight up disgusting. They literally pulled the fly here now or we'll come for your family that you normally see in thriller movies, but in real life. Carduran, he was held captive in a luxury 17-room Soho townhouse rented by John Waltz. And apparently John Waltz is known within the crypto community as the Crypto King of Kentucky. So for 17 days, Carduran says that he was beaten, shot, burned, and even forced to smoke various substances. And that is putting it extremely lightly. This was not your average crime scene, according to police reports. One scenario described it as the following. Waltz allegedly carried the victim to the top of the stairs, hung him over the banister and threatened to end his life if he did not provide his Bitcoin password. What a wonderful vacation to America this was for this Italian man. Man, I feel bad for him. I mean, this is just vital. Keep in mind, while their endgame goal might have been acquiring passwords, it doesn't seem like they planned on leaving them there unscathed, whether that's mentally or physically. It's just super dark stuff over some Bitcoin. And as you can guess, they didn't stop there.
Prosecutors revealing new details about what they say went on in that multi-million-dollar Soho townhouse. Court documents say a 28-year-old man was allegedly there for more than 2 weeks, lured from Italy under threats that his family would be. According to court documents, the victim, possibly a former business partner, was threatened, stripped of his passport and devices, then beaten, shocked with a saw, forced to smoke, even dangled over a staircase, told to give up his Bitcoin password or be.
I mean, this is just absolutely insane. And the victim allegedly had about $28 million in the wallet that they were trying to get into. So I guess they lured him in with threats to his family, and while staying in a multi-million-dollar home, they tortured him for the information. And bear in mind, this guy was known as the crypto king of Kentucky, meaning the crime is being committed by a dude who, at least online, portrayed himself as a wealthy person. As we do know with Bitcoin crypto, though, that can end pretty quickly. Yeah, I'll be making a video. Details of what actually happened in this house because YouTube would wipe this video from face of earth. But what I can say is it involved a fire, a chainsaw, and much more. And if all of these allegations are true, I mean, these guys should not be in prison, they should be under the prison. You're probably wondering, how did he survive the situation? Well, according to prosecutors, Carteron finally convinced his captors that his Bitcoin password was actually on his laptop. So when Woltz went to get it, Carteron made a run for it. He bolted out the front door and flagged down a traffic officer.
In stunning surveillance footage obtained exclusively by WNBC, that 28-year-old man from Italy seen running barefoot and bloody to a traffic cop, pleading for help.
Inside the townhouse, police found a saw, illicit substances, chicken wire, t-shirts with pictures of the victim with a pipe in their mouth, body armor, night vision goggles, ballistic helmets, a firearm, Polaroid pictures of the victim with this firearm pointed to his head, and ammunition. I mean, as I'm listing up the list just kept getting worse. Every item here just sounds crazy, except night vision sounds pretty sick, to be honest. Like, come on, like, why would they need night vision?
Once the victim escaped, and once NYPD got involved, they obviously did a search of this luxury location and found all sorts of incriminating evidence, photographs, weapons.
But Woltz and Duplessis, they were arrested shortly after, and they pleaded not guilty to charges of kidnapping, assault, and unlawful imprisonment. And both at the time were being held without bail. I mean, I'm honestly really curious how their lawyers plan to go about this non-guilty plea, because half the evidence that we've seen isn't going to sit well with a jury. It is a common misconception that crypto cannot be traced, but if any of that money was withdrawn from the victim's crypto wallet, that money most likely would have been traced and linked back to them. Their first pretrial appearance was on June 11th, where they pleaded not guilty to charges of kidnapping, assault, unlawful imprisonment, coercion, and criminal possession of a firearm. Their next appearance was on July 15th, where they appeared before a judge for less than 10 minutes before the trial was postponed, awaiting additional evidence. But our most recent update, being July 23rd, both Woltz and Williams were granted a $1 million bail package. These next quotes come from the ex-user Lauren Conlon, who has gone to every court hearing and has stayed up to date with the whole situation. Apparently, the judge had this to say.
The judge made sure to say that they will not accept crypto or Bitcoin as part of the bail payment.
They must also wear electronic ankle monitors, surrender passports, and go through a security inspection every 72 hours. So, naturally, considering their not-so-guilty plea, their lawyers are trying to say this case isn't what it seems. Defense attorney Sam Talkin, who represents Duplessis, said in court, the story that he is selling just doesn't make sense. The defense also says there's video of Carteron having a time of his life during the alleged captivity, alongside a video showing him at stores, church, clubs, and dinners. They even say there's footage of him at an eyeglass store showing him calmly smoking a cigarette on the street just before his escape. However, none of this footage is available for the public as of now. But so far, prosecutors are not buying it. Sarah Khan said victims of abuse are not always going to act in a way that we expect people to do.
The prosecution is saying, no, that's not accurate. The victim here, there are text messages between John Waltz and his assistant, where his assistant's like, hey, can I take him here? Can I take him there? And asking permission for the victim to be able to go outside and things like that.
And here's the thing. For Cardon to have managed to escape the way he did, he would have had to convince his kidnappers to walk into the other room. Honestly, I'm surprised if he was held there for that long, they managed to escape that easily.
And the prosecution also said that and he said they found cattle prods and, like dog collars and obviously chainsaws. A lot of that is no footage. But the judge, Judge Piero, he said, wait a minute, you're not saying, he said this is the prosecution, he said you're saying that the victim was cut a running chainsaw, were you? And she's like, oh yeah, I'm saying that. And he's like, wait, didn't you show me a picture of that? And she's like, yes, I did. And he actually goes, oh, that didn't even look like it was skin. And the prosecutor was like, well, they turned it to make the wound, make the car out. So it seems like Judge Piero wasn't behind everything that the prosecution was saying.
It seems like everything is very back and forth in this case, from using the chainsaw to the overall kidnapping itself. So you've got one side saying he's kidnapped and escaped, and the other side saying, yeah, but look, here's footage of him running the officer, covering what? And that makes matters even more confusing.
The men searched John Waltz's house in Kentucky and eventually found a manifesto of some sort where it said that, they told people, when they were telling people they were government agents, and they wanted to access to intelligence, and they wanted to take all of the, or they were planning to take all of the crypto and the Bitcoin away from evil people that wanted to use it for terrorism. So they were targeting evil people, or something like that, and it was all written in this manifesto.
So now, another part of the kidnapping is possible that they work for government, and that they're doing this for the greater good. But what is the story? It just doesn't make sense.
The prosecutor said that if they cooperate with them, that they would be a terrorist, and, they were text messages about this capital plan, all of this money, and they found different documents. And when they searched the place, and the documents were basically wanting the victim to fill out his Bitcoin, his crypto information, and a document that said he was violating the Patriot Act. Really wild stuff.
I mean, these guys are taking their role at a whole new level. It seems. Not to make light of the situation, but I just can't picture dudes running after the guy with a chainsaw, trying to force him to sign a legal paper. Like they're LARPing Jason from providing a protein or something like that. The whole situation is crazy. And then on top of that, there's this government LARP involved as well.
Going back to some of the text messages, he's like, Your Honor, all the text messages between John Waltz and his assistant, William Duplessis, about the victim, he's like, it's a joke. They even refer to him as Hog, this nickname they gave him because of his you-know-what side. So these text messages are totally taken out of context.
Okay, that kind of seems like a typical response we see on this channel a lot. Oh, that was taken out of context. Like, guys, you have a whole arsenal of torturing and kidnapping tools all within your apartment, and obviously the victims are ran out covered in blood. The situation does not look like out of context moment.
They also brought up the February alleged kidnapping involving John Waltz, just to add to their case. And yeah, the judge was not convinced. So, they will be out on bail as soon as they can get it all together.
So the incident reference took place a few months prior in February. A holiday and employee contacted Kentucky police after being approached by a distressed hotel guest. The woman, who primarily spoke German, showed the employee text messages from her son saying that he was being held by armed individuals. Using an online translator, the employees interpreted one of the messages saying, "They don't want to let you go. Bitcoin. Need help. They are armed to the brink." The woman explained this is only her second time in the U.S., and her son, who went to Switzerland, was staying with friends at a house in Birdsville Road and nearby Smithland. While she didn't specify who was holding her for ransom, the information was relayed to local authorities. A Patica dispatcher noted that Livingston County was already familiar with both the address and the individuals involved. Following the report, a Patica officer confirmed that the name, John Waltz, was being associated with that location. So we have multiple victims, text message evidence, physical evidence, and a history of a similar situation. Apparently this has all been shown to the judge, but he's not fully bought it yet. Interesting. But I guess you never know, and obviously the public has less information than the judge. So we kind of just have to wait and see what happens. Because, I mean, we've seen so many cases where the situation has done a complete 180. So honestly, I don't know if there's footage of him during those 17 days of torture out in public acting fine like nothing ever happened. So who knows? Maybe these guys are just completely miscued what hanging out with friends looks like. But alongside that, according to a family member, John Waltz isn't the villain. He's the victim. So the man accused of holding another guy hostage in his luxury solar townhouse for over 2 weeks, torturing him with a chainsaw and forcing to smoke substances. All of this alleged, by the way. Apparently, he is controlled to do so by other people. This unnamed relative told the New York Post that John is the kind, caring, and loving person. So I guess being allegedly controlled into allegedly kidnapping someone seems out of character for the crypto king here. The family member even claimed that Waltz was hijacked, manipulated, and scammed, and that someone stole his money as well. So according to that, crypto boss is with Puppet, who somehow ended up ankle deep in one of the wildest crypto cases New York has ever seen. And if you're not already aware, this isn't just some one-off case, with crypto becoming so popular over the last decade to the point where literally everyone has heard of it. There's been this visual switch where crypto hacks used to basically always happen online, but now it's moving into the real world where people are showing up and literally taking them at gunpoint. Because now you have this extremely disturbing trend called crypto kidnappings, where criminals are ditching online methods and taking things into the real world.
Crypto seems like the newfangled target for old-fashioned crime. Many people are turning to cryptocurrency. That's where the money is. That's where the criminals would go.
Apparently, people were charged in France for attempting to kidnap the daughter and grandson of a crypto CEO. In another case, French kidnappers cut off the finger of Ledger co-founder David Bond and sent a video to his company. He and his wife were eventually rescued. There have also been kidnappings in Belgium, Canada, and Australia, forcing crypto executives to pop up over $1 million in crypto at gunpoint. So why is this happening now? Sadly, it's pretty simple. Crypto is extremely portable and pseudo-anonymous. Because all attackers need to gain access to someone's cryptocurrency is the account password or seed phrase. And with a few clicks, money can be easily moved from one account to the kidnapper's account. So now people will have to break into a bank vault or on their truck to get away with the heist. They just need some
Loading fresh mag!
But with that, what now? Well, Waltz and the Pussy are back in court on October 15th. And I'm assuming this gives them time to find potentially more victims and more evidence that will lead to a conviction. They're both facing up to 25 years to life in prison if convicted. A third person, Beatrice Fulci, who is actually John's assistant, she was also arrested and was initially charged with first-degree kidnapping and first-degree unlawful imprisonment. However, she has been released, and they have chosen to not proceed with prosecuting her at this stage. So who knows, she might be a little bit more innocent here. Imagine if she was hired off Craigslist to be some crypto assistant, and she walks into this townhouse and she realizes, oh, this looks more like a Saw dungeon. Crazy. Well, I guess now I'm here, but who knows? Beatrice at least found herself right in the middle of this mess, and whether she was actually involved or just tagging along in the worst internship of her life, that's unclear as of right now. But the crypto community is getting rather paranoid, and rightfully so. Some companies are already working on kidnap and ransom insurance policies for crypto investors. In other words, if you're flaunting a hardware wallet and flexing on Instagram, you might want to rethink your security strategy as well as your life decisions. Honestly, this is not the place I thought we would get to crypto, but because we're not just talking about cybercrime anymore, we're talking about real life forcing to gain digital money. I'm not really that surprised. The fly's back.
Down to 10. Win this thing. We've got 10 squads active in the field.
So hey, if you have stashed away millions of dollars in crypto, stay safe out there. But other than that, this story of Avon $6 million in the contract to build a city and built a half-finished house is a pretty crazy story on how that happened. But he still thinks the project is still ongoing, and apparently he was just making a smear campaign over him, and that his city, it'll be built one day. So, you should watch that video. But subscribe if you're new, drop a like on this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Tesla crash scandal has gotten so big, you've got people calling on Elon Musk to sue the YouTuber into the ground, and so he got his response to the backlash and allegations along with new unreleased footage. Donald Trump is now saying Biden's pardons for the January 6th committee are not legitimate, which is a move some have described as Trump going full dictator, and why Trump's deportation of hundreds of Venezuelans to El Salvador using the Alien Enemies Act has set up a massive legal fight. We're talking about all of that and much more on today's brand new Philip Frank will show you daily dive into the news, how it's being covered, and how people are reacting to it. Starting with this. Former NASA engineer and huge YouTuber Mark Rober has found himself in the midst of a massive with Rober currently being used to viewers in his newest video titled Can You Fool a Self-Driving Car? A video that currently has over 10 million views in just a few days, and in it, he's testing Tesla's camera detection system versus the LiDAR laser scanning technology in Luminar vehicles. Right in the video, you see him put both cars through various tests, first having them approach a test dummy of a child, and both the LiDAR car and Tesla with autopilot turned on, stop with the dummy, then he's the road the last second, fog, water, and bright lights. When the LiDAR stops for all of them, the Tesla with autopilot on ended up hitting the dummy when faced with fog and water. Then, the test generating the most conversation was a sort of old cartoon Wile E. Coyote-style wall that looked like the continuing of the road of Mark trying to see if the fake road would trick the cars or really recognize it as the wall and stuff. In the video, what you see is the LiDAR car stopping, but the Tesla driving through. And that is where a lot of the backlash is coming in, because Mark said that he was running all these tests using Tesla's autopilot feature, and you can see it appears to be engaged, leading up to the wall, indicated by that rainbow road, but if you look at the moment it actually crashed, it doesn't look like it was on. And then on top of that, some argue that if you really wanted to accurately compare Tesla's self-driving technology to LiDAR's, autopilot is not the right feature to use. And that because while autopilot has tools like traffic-aware cruise control and auto-steer, many Teslas now have a newer tech called self-driving, or FSD, which is all those things and many more, which is why you have outlets like Forbes saying, frankly, you were interested in tests on the old autopilot, so that makes Rover's tests fairly meaningless, even if it is the case that the newest FSD system would have made the same errors. We unfortunately don't know. Also, in addition to that, in the description of the video, Mark says that while there was no compensation given and the video was not a paid promotion, Luminar did provide the vehicle so they could test the LiDAR technology. And with that, you have Forbes adding, while Rover may not have known about the software versions available for his car, the crew at Luminar, the LiDAR company which assisted with the test, provided the LiDAR car and system, and has done these tests before, would surely have been aware of them and should have informed Rover. So, you know, with all this, there's been a ton of outrage online as well, with people writing things like FSD was never engaged. Nothing was on when he crashed into the wall. The whole video was designed to bash Tesla and promote Luminar, a LiDAR company. As well as I truly don't want to believe Mark did this intentionally, but I mean, the car isn't even on autopilot when it crashes. This is disappointing, Mr. Rover. You also had someone saying that Luminar was previously advertising Mark's video on its website, but it wasn't the case. And that has prompted some to question how involved LiDAR and Luminar were in the video. But it appears that while Mark drove the Tesla, someone from Luminar drove the LiDAR, right? They had the company's gear up. Even though Mark said that it wasn't sponsored and they just provided the gear, not everyone seems to be buying it. Also, something that we've seen really blow up around this are conversations around stock prices. There was some noting that Luminar stock went up huge after the video was posted over the weekend, whereas Tesla stock, at least as of recording, has dropped today. So you have some arguing that Tesla should take legal action here, with the creator of Me, Kevin, putting out a video saying Mark defrauded the company and a lawsuit could be filed, adding,
he promotes his own product using this, frankly, defamation against Tesla to promote his own product, while also promoting Luminar Tech. Whether or not Luminar Tech paid Mark Rover here or not may not matter. He creates negative brand for Tesla by implying that the technology he's showing is Tesla's full self-driving technology. Literally right. Fully self-driving car.
in the area.
But he doesn't actually use the self-driving technology in this experiment. This is really problematic because if the test was done more fairly,
there is no way out.
For Tesla to have an argument here.
Now, for his part with this, Mark responded to some of this backlash by posting the raw footage of the wall test.
Here we go.
No, I know.
Here we go. Please shoot.
I'll be back.
It looks like autopilot gas. But also, notably, his response generated more criticism, right? Some alleging the clip that he posted was a different take than the one that was in the YouTube video. Right? With all this development, new questions, accusations popping up, we reached out to Mark Rover for comments or response, and we actually got him on a Riverside call. Keep in mind, this is not a debate. I just want to get on the record responses from him regarding some of the most asked questions, including if he actually did multiple takes of the wall crash video, and then the internet can go from there. Mark, thank you so much for the time. I'm just going to kind of go through the bullet points of...
Wait, he's Indian? How did I not know about this sooner? Time to subscribe, and you ask me.
Yo, what is going on, guys and girls? It's me, Sensitive Society, also known as Sans, also known as Oscar, also known as a former translator. If you saw my last Lunar Hunter video, you get the joke. Before we get into it, I'm not going to ask you to subscribe and drop a like because I know that everyone already did. Before we really get into the response and everything, I want to show you guys potentially one of the thumbnails of all time. Liar, fraud, Indian. Why the fuck is Indian highlighted in red? Like, that's the worst thing to come from this situation. Not the fact that he could potentially, allegedly be a liar or a fraud. No, we gotta highlight that he's Indian, okay? And I even tweeted, I've been laughing at this thumbnail for the last 30 minutes. I was not kidding. This YouTuber who goes by Harmful Opinions made this video. Well, he made two. He was like, I hate Mutahar. And then he made another one called Mutahar the Engineer Response. If anyone ever calls me out, alright, I want to make something very clear. You better not fucking put Sensitive Society exposed. Sensitive Society caught in 4K sipping. Sensitive Society caught in 4K gooning. I don't want none of that retarded shit. I want you to put Sensitive Society, the translator, caught in 4K sipping or caught in 4K gooning. Please be respectful of a career that I never finished, but I was super close. But I dropped out because I was like, fuck school. That would be much appreciated. I want everyone to know that I could have potentially worked for Netflix and other services just because I'm a translator. Yeah, keep that in mind, ops. So the whole thing is that allegedly Mutahar is censoring words. That's the allegation of the day. We're going to get to the bottom of things here, so let's just get right into it.
Mutahar of Some Ordinary Gamers has just responded to commentary and questions regarding his claims of engineering credentials. Wait, what am I talking about? You don't see anything, do you? He hasn't posted a video, he hasn't made any tweets. Exactly. You don't see anything. Like any good professional engineer, Mutahar found a technical
Check
solution.
weapons and gear. We're holding deployment.
This is very easily confirmed by a council. Firstly, they perfectly innocuous, okay? And include the word engineer. Let's sort by need. It is not there, no matter how many times I refresh the comment section. I also read some other comments, including the word engineer, unheard. I wrote, you'll notice it's highlighted because I'm looking at it with a dark view. I can see it when I'm logged into another. But if I follow that or not logged in or log into another account, it doesn't work. To be thorough, I tested the exact comments I made on his channel on other channels, and this is not correct. It is absolutely not. So Mutahar has responded, and his response was to censor.
Mutahar might be a lot of things, potentially a fake engineer. I swear, this is the funniest drama ever. Like, I don't know if it's just me and I'm so proud and wholesome and good genius and also it's just you guys, but I don't think he really is, right? Maybe I'm just naive, right? Maybe I secretly be in love with Muta, right? And this is my way to protect him and myself. Okay, I can respect myself. But again, this doesn't seem like the guy, especially since he's always preaching. Guys, I love the YouTube comment section. It keeps me humble. I love hearing from you guys, especially coming from someone like that. You would expect him to do this, but you know, maybe the pressure got to him. I'm willing to bet he will respond to it. Maybe by the time this is out, so here we are on the Mutahar YouTube channel, and if you go to his newest video, all of the top comments are just making fun of him. Turns out he thinks this stuff originally did not. It doesn't get engineers take of it. Yesterday or the day prior, there were a few engineer comments, but
Now you deploy to the war zone.
a lot, and a lot of people, you know, this is just a conspiracy theory, but a lot of people were like, something's not adding up, and like the guy said, he tried to leave a comment with engineer, and he kept getting banned, all the scouts tried over and over again, and the girl just not go through. You know, we still got a response. I want to be fair, I don't want to jump on the Muta wagon and just be like, he is sicker, Christ. Not yet. We'll see how this response goes. Like, he banned the word engineer, and then he saw the backlash, and he turned it back on so he could, you know, say engineer word, the E word. Someone with the N word. It's the E word. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's just my little conspiracy theory. So when you say the wars, that's at least for people. This new situation just seems so engineered. So the whole comment section is just if you feel like you, that's you. It's a banning. It's real or not. No, sorry, do not. Okay. Okay, Grace told me 2025 will not be allowed on the Sans YouTube channel, alright, buddy? And as you guys can see, he's a daily uploader, despite the fact that he has a 925. He's a CEO, and I don't know if you guys know this, but Ludiverse also mentioned yourself daily uploading, CEO, 925. Like, next thing you know, Ludiverse is going to say that he, on his free time,
Enemy
he's
dropping
waiting
into
for
the AR.
and 8. Why?
Get ready,
But it's not his real job. Because CEO is saying his real job. His real job is fighting the cure for cancer and AIDS. Okay, that's some shit we would say all ironically. Yeah, I mean, I'm just an engineer. I work a 9 to 5. I'm a CEO. I invest. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a software. I upload every single day. And if I have a little bit of free time, I like to look for the cure for cancer, keep homeless people, and help out countries. I'm just so awesome, guys. But
Enemy UAV overhead.
Shut the fuck up.
You have
He's
reinforcements
made
inbound.
millions of dollars, yet this is not good enough for him. If you're a multi-millionaire and you're out here down on what you created with YouTube, that's the impression that I get.
That was a squad wipe.
This is a hobby. I'm an engineer. I'm above this.
Yeah.
And then again, he started on the time he was like, I don't want to make squad drama anymore. And then a month later, he came back to it. It's like, bro, come on, Luda. I don't hate you, okay? But when you're breaking my heart, I can't. It's tough out here.
And he did this just 3 days after uploading a video where he says this.
We're living in a time of censorship coming at us from both the government and from private entities. And honestly, we have to find some way to fight back.
I don't think Luthenar means a single thing he says, ever.
No, if it is real that they turned off or disabled the word engineer, why? I mean, if you're self-taught, why would you go that far? Like, available. I care. Just be like, yeah, I'm rich, and I'm an engineer. I'm not a self-taught engineer. Get it over with. There's no need to be this overprotective. I don't know, bro.
You're in the top 10. Keep knocking them down.
And
we've got 10 squads active in the field.
Everyone made a video hating on
enemy counter UAV inbound.
It's like, say that. But why go above if you go on?
Alright, let's call this.
Still calling you family.
I have to be honestly just thankful that we as a community are around, and you guys are basically my family at this point. Like, I consider you all.
If I'm part of your family, Mudahar, please give me a Rolex. That would be much appreciated. If you could hook me up with a sponsorship every now and then, that would be great. That's what family does. That's what familia does. Let a YN borrow a few racks.
I have alertness on and it's not telling me anyone's close.
Say so often. That's not very brotherly of you, is it? Do you remember saying this 4 months ago?
Yeah, I'm honestly serious. Like, if my comment section
Let's
didn't
use
exist,
the
I would live a
drone.
much depressing lifestyle. I love my YouTube comment section. I actually really love you guys so much. Because to be honest, I can just like anytime.
Yeah, there's literally the only people, the closest people are at prison. This building's safe.
You've got a loadout drop.
This whole shoreline is safe.
Part of the community over.
My comment section makes me extremely suicidal and depressed.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's at prison.
I love you all. Please subscribe and be part of the Sans family. And I'll give all of you a Rolex, a Porsche 911, and 10 band. If you subscribe to notifications on the drop off. I need to take the field and hands up in the second plane.
Enemy UAV is online.
One person just drove down here. There's a team moving down here.
I actually genuinely believe humans are absolutely able to do
Enemy
this.
UAV overhead.
This is an island known as Little St. It's, it's a cute name, but there are other names for this island too. Those names involve the island of Sin, Orgy Island, or more commonly known as Epstein Island. Now, on this island, there were hundreds, from what I understand, about 1,000.
Enemy UAV is online.
A lot of those victims
Hostile UAV in the area.
apparently seem to be minors. Now, these kind of stories circulated for quite a long time. Now, Epstein is not somebody that just started getting investigated, I would say a few years ago. This is back in 2008. He literally had pleaded guilty in a felony solicitation and procuring a person under the age of 18 for some bad activity. So it's not like this is his first time on the register. For a long time, this man has been investigated for some of the most heinous crimes in human history. And it wasn't until much later when he was jailed in a federal correctional holding facility in Manhattan that he ended up, allegedly, I guess, taking his own life. I say allegedly. Let's get kind of started over here. There's a lot of other cases we're going to be drawing just as parallels, but I want to kind of focus on Epstein right now. So where we kind of looked at Epstein and apparently how the FBI has said they don't really outline this. Even though earlier this year, they literally had the top in the country, Fan Bonzi, going, I'm looking at it on my desk. Now, of course, I guess it's kind of retconned a little bit, where apparently that just included all of the filing on desk.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox that's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK file as well.
Even though everyone's kind of always talked about this list, and I want to just preface this by saying, I'm not somebody that gets hung up on the label. Even if it's not a client list, it's definitely got to be a list or register, or at least something that involves the names of other high-powered global elites that have kind of been caught in the dragnet of Jeffrey Epstein. There's people like Bill Gates who's actually gone through a divorce. One of those reasons for that divorce was the fact that he was so close to a guy like Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, if you were anybody who was of significance and you had your photo taken anywhere near the Epstein-like group, you would probably be mocked and investigated and scrutinized. I would say rightfully so by a lot of people just because of your affiliation. Now, I'm not somebody that thinks that just because you talked to Jeffrey at some point, you're all evil. This guy was so big and so connected that guaranteed if you were that close, you probably shook hands or at least knew who he was, just because of how he was connected to a lot of individuals around him. He's that one guy that everyone seems to have known. And because he was that one guy, he got to get away with so many of these heinous crimes for so long, until, of course, the entire thing started to fly open. So, we have to understand something. The Epstein information is important. The Epstein disclosure stuff is important for everyone in the world, because remember, this is somebody that's connected to some of the most high-power global elites. We're not just talking about American elites, we're talking about Canadian elites, we're talking about Europeans, we're talking about Indians, we're talking about Japanese people, we're talking about everyone. We're talking about some of the biggest people in the world have been connected to this guy in some way or another. There are billionaires from all over the world that obviously dictate how our lives are run on a daily basis. So anytime we can see some stuff to people that treat human beings like actual cattle, I'm not joking, like actual cattle these people are treated. Remember, the people like Epstein and some of these billionaires, the alleged abuse that had occurred to about 1,000 people, maybe more. You know, these people were treated like, again,
to you, soldier. Stay sharp.
Literal, like, drones. They weren't treated as individuals that had gone through a station of entire life. These are people that they literally treated like, again, cattle. They were treated like animals at this point. They were used, abused, and thrown around. And obviously, this is not something that should be tolerated in any civil
squad mate is redeployed. Well done.
Everyone, no matter who you are, can get together and say that's wrong. So when we see some level of semblance of justice, especially delivered by the most we expect there to be something done. There's kind of been an it might be naivety if you wanted to touch it upon like that, but people will think that, hey, unfortunately, justice really wasn't delivered, and this is where the cover-up kind of comes from. So a few days ago, this clip from Trump, where they were being questioned about this, he comes out and says this.
Ever worked for an American or foreign intelligence agency? The former Labor Secretary was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa. He allegedly said that he did work for So can you resolve whether or not you writers and then listening to this jailhouse tape?
Yeah, sure. If I could,
Did I just interrupt
sure.
for a second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is...
Use this time for some target practice. Real things come through. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky. Dropping into the area. Watch the sky. Enemy soldier incoming. Survive and your team can redeploy. Eliminate targets to bring them back faster.
With that said, let's get into a quick word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Raycon earbuds. They were my first sponsor years ago, and I've been using them ever since. Everyone loves their everyday earbuds, and now they have the everyday earbud classic model, packing active noise cancellation. These bad boys are a perfect way to tune out all that noise around you. Screaming baby on a plane? Gone. Kids yapping, I want food, I want food? Gone. Live in Chicago, you don't want to hear the gunshots outside? Gone. Tune into something worth listening to, like my stream. Hear that with 8 hours of playtime, a 32-hour battery, and they'll never leave your ears. I'm always wearing mine. They make going to the gym way better. I don't have to listen to the people around me, and they don't come out of my ear. Their audio quality rivals all the big audio brands that you know and love, at half the price. With tens of thousands of 5-star reviews, you can't go wrong with this affordable pair of earbuds. Travel, gym, mowing the lawn, taking a hike, whatever. Get free shipping straight to your door with 20% off by going to buyraycon.com/operator. These things got 3 sound modes tailored to your preference.
Stay alive to bring them back.
Button functions, awareness mode, and optimized
Squad mate back on station. Good work.
Click that link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/operator to get 20% off your purchase. I love my everyday earbuds classics. There's a link in the description and a link in the pinned comment below.
Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done.
Here in a second, but first I want to appreciate a real-life American hero. I'm talking about a good old boy down in Florida. A no-nonsense sheriff. You probably know who I'm talking about. Brady Judd, the Roastmaster General of Florida law enforcement. Listen, you got your goal. You put your foot on in the county jail. Yes, you will get there. Alright, he caught me up we dropped the post office. Oh, he doesn't just arrest people. He makes the most deep-fried cartoons ever and posts them online. Not joking. Here's one of a guy named Reese who gets pulled over and just stuck his single finger out the window. No, not that finger.
You're getting another shot. Weapons free.
It's one of the most deep-fried video on your cell phone memes I've ever seen. Our dude had his only normal reaction when driving on a suspended license with meth in the car. He chucks the meth out the window, but it didn't work. Oh, and then Sheriff Judd destroyed the video online and dropped one of the most deep-fried things that I have ever seen.
Enemy precision airstrike. Find cover. Intelligence squad is outside the safe. Hostile UAV in the area.
Badass, give me a call. We'll work on those memes. And then there's the McNugget incident. No, not the one in San Antonio made a video of.
Everything you're about to see has been used. All police officers for McP5, McP18, the chicken McNugget.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Future felon got
Your squad mate's back on station. Good work.
He forgot his nuggets. So, as any normal person would, he threatened to shoot the place up.
You'll find in a second that this guy acted like a McNut didn't get his McNugget from McDonald's. So he called 3 times. His rant went on. So he used his McPhone to make a McThreat to McDonald's. His actual phone number. We went to his house, and he said, yeah, I made the McPhone call to McDonald's because I didn't get my McNugget. You see what I call it my McNugget? Anyway, he did McJail. Oh, yeah. That's good.
Sheriff Brady Judd saw that teenager threaten an entire McDonald's over some chicken nuggets, and that's what he responded with. Now, if you think he's all jokes, memes, and cartoons, nope. This man's been about that life since way back. You may have seen this one, but back in 2006, he lit up a cocktail.
Enemy counter UAV inbound. Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done.
We shot him so much you could read the New York Times newspaper through.
And then a reporter asked why they shot this guy 68 times. Judd did not skip a beat.
That's the first one to ask. Well, we got a report that you shot him 68 times. I said, absolutely. I guess we ran out of bullets. And he laughed. He said, I'm going to write that. I said, well, write this. He'd already shot and killed a kid.
Enemy advanced UAV overhead.
He shot him back up dead. He shot him.
Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your tac map. Get hunted.
He said, I guess we ran out of bullets. See, this is the type of sheriff that we need. Stick this man in Los Angeles. Because 1 minute he justifies 68 bullets in a straight line. The next moment he's clowning on a cross-dressing drug.
You've got a loadout drop inbound.
This Jason Bassett, okay? When he walks in, you think, well,
I have set up a deal with the ugly dog. This is what's really good when the makeup comes off. This is Jason Baffin. Now I want you to think about this now, okay? You decide that you want to hook up with a woman. She comes in, and she's already uglier than a mud fence. As you start to engage, you find out, hey, this dudette is a dude, and look what he really looks like. People think they're getting this, and many times they're getting a really
Enemy
bad
UAV
guy.
is online.
In the bar at night, you know, you try to drink and pretty, and you wake
Hostile
up the next
UAV
morning,
in the
and you
area.
see this. Yeah, that's what we call Rolex ugly. Rolex ugly is you wake up the next morning, and you're laying on your arm, and your Rolex is there, and you just
You have
chew your arm
reinforcements
off and leave
inbound.
the Rolex. You just got to get out of there.
Rolex ugly. I don't know if that's offensive or brilliant, but I'm stealing it. I just gotta call this man's out real quick. He's up there fighting for his life behind Judge. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. So if you're ever in his county in Florida and you get arrested, which is highly probable because I know that you like beef and wild turkey, you're not just getting a mugshot. You're getting a roast, a cartoon, and maybe even a mixtape. What are you doing? Doug's up here and he really
Get
wants
to
to
the
say
safe
hey to
zone.
everyone. Dad's talking about
inbound.
people getting shot.
Enemy UAV is online.
Doug, let's get into the action, Doug. Niles Charter Township, Michigan, June 30th, 2025, 6 p.m. Deputy safety looking car on the side of the road. The back windshield people walking away from that car. Suspicious. We might want to check that out, see what's going on. Someone could be hurt, so he moves in to see what's up.
Alright, I'm scared. Alright, very good.
Go get your revenge.
The man tells me that because his ID might be in the car. He walks back.
Enemy deployed an advanced UAV.
No warning, just full-on sprinting down the road. That's even more suspicious.
You got an ID on you? No. No? Yeah, I'm in the car. Alright, you mind getting it? Thank you.
The suspect runs into a neighborhood, takes a turn into a little grassy park area, then suddenly stops. Hell, the chase is over. Maybe he just wanted many interval sprints. It's a long time. This man could be in He raises one hand in the air, just one. That's fishy. The deputy's yelling for him to show both hands, and that's when this happens.
Fire sale is active. Buy station prices are adjusted.
The suspect drops a one lead, whips out a gun, and fires 2 shots right at the deputy. That's right, he pretends to surrender, kneels down, and fires a pistol. They tell you in the police academy if you don't see hands, maybe assume the worst. Well, it just happened to be true this time. Somehow, miraculously, the officer recognized how the suspect's fired. The deputy landed and he still has his taser out.
Enemy UAV overhead. Mark remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down. Marking the rest.
Another deputy arrives on scene to help out. He checks the suspect in front, no fault. He's looking at a money shot on that. He's still holding the gun with his finger on the trigger. Looks like he has some shitty roll 380. Now, why did he run, jump to a knee, pull a gun out, try to trick the deputy, and then fire shots at him? After reading for reports, I don't know about
All squad mates are in the safe zone.
Fast reaction,
Stop gas moving in. You're getting another chance. Weapons free.
Information about why he did that. Our final breakdown takes place in a city that is always peaceful, never in chaos, Los Angeles. And that's it. Get Grady Judd out there. We'll see what happens in Los Angeles.
Enemy advanced UAV overhead.
11 a.m. LAPD gets a call that they never, ever
Fire failed done. Prices back to normal.
A 43-year-old man robbed somebody at this same location weeks before and just decided, hey, this is a great robbery place. I'm going to do it again.
Green. There's really a water in it.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Officers made contact with a female resident at that location of where that dude was last seen. And while they're chatting, guess who shows up?
Surgeons is blocked. No more second chances. Supply crates have been restocked. Load up. Hostile UAV in the area.
Out armed with a knife. That's a deadly weapon. The LAPD officers immediately start doing what they do, giving clear, concise commands.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Step out here. Drop the knife. Over and over. Push that for another one. Drop the knife. Drop the knife. Drop it. The knife.
You're losing ground. Moving.
Drop the knife. And in true suspect fashion, he starts screaming that the officers are stressing his lady friend out and causing to have a seizure. I think the officers are a little bit more worried about his knife than the suspect. Or they could be worried about the fact that she's still trying to force her way into the room.
Have you watched Dexter?
That's good.
I think you should watch it. I think you'll like it.
Nah,
I think you'll like Dope's character though.
I won't.
Where's this off?
It goes off automatically. You watching that for fun?
What? I didn't hear you.
I said you watching that for fun. And they fucking, why they zoom in on his face? What is this angle? What are these zoom ins and outs?
Just a little queasy to fill that in there. Should have skipped breakfast. Bullshit, you're shaking. What the hell?
Rashad! Yeah, I see him. Rashad, we're getting help! Rashad, we're gonna get help! Rashad, we're gonna get help! He tries to lower himself down, slips, and plummets several stories to the ground. Here, it looks like an incident that Mark Wahlberg was involved in years ago. Officers rush down, find him unconscious, of course, give him as much medical aid as they can, and paramedics transport him to the hospital.
We need help. Good guy Roger, he's still on the building. This is my first floor. He's up. I need an RA for a male approximately 40 years of age.
Ruck up. You're heading to the war zone. Enemy dropping into the AR.
Trying everything they could to de-escalate the situation. In the end, he did avoid arrest by taking himself out of the situation the hard way. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Watch me stream Monday through Friday. And Twitch, go to donaldoperating.com, get some feedback. See all my links. Go to petbox.tv to check out some uncensored content. All my friends, until next time, please have a fantastic day.
incoming. All stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the Warzone has been authorized.
His outfit looks like Chandler from far away. What happened? How did this happen? Was he with anyone? Were you with anyone?
Resurgence. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates. Kill to bring them back faster. Enemy counter UAV inbound.
UAV standing by.
What?
UAV available for tasking.
He was not with the female.
Positive ID on the bounty target. Hunt them down.
Kane requesting LDVR fire mission.
Enemy counter UAV inbound.
Thanks for the work. UAV overflight terminated.
Hostile UAV in the area.
TACOM, we're flying on cue. UAV returning to tank.
Enemy counter UAV inbound.
I can't believe I just missed.
Do you know what the male looked like? What he looked like? What he looked like? Black. Does that look like him? I have a couple of witnesses. They said the black male was Hey, did you get a good look of the guy? Not there. Not. Was that the car that it looked like? Yes. Yeah. His car. That's she from this car to down there. Okay. No, I haven't. They were just telling me what happened. They also don't speak English. I don't know if they can write in English. Hey, do you know how to write in English? You know how to write? So would you be able to fill out a statement?
Squad made it to the safe zone.
Explaining what happened? Okay.
Enemy UAV is online.
No, they saw it.
You saw a female with him?
Ran down by the top.
Squad mate is redeployed. Well done. Hostile UAV in the area.
Wait down, make it up on top, like this.
Where's the female that you were with?
Enemy UAV is online.
Was there a female in your vehicle? My vehicle? Yeah. Did you have another person with you? Yeah. Okay, where's she at?
Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated.
Where's she at? I ran her now. Out in? She ran her, yes. What direction?
You have reinforcements inbound.
On the roof.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
I ran her name, okay? I got it. Okay, I can stand, bro. Okay, where is she at? What she got? She was
Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. Enemy intel located. Capture and secure the intel point to discover the next gas spread. Enemy counter UAV inbound. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Did you pick her up in the park? Me? Did you pick her up here? Yeah. In the park? Yeah.
On the loadout.
Good kill. Knocking the rest of that squad on your tag map. Get hunted.
They said, well, it's just kind of all over the place, but they said they saw a girl get out of the car, she wasn't wearing a shirt, and had on like Did you see it?
Yeah, we're pinched in between two teams.
That can be true, okay? I've been to the 1 p.m. I've been to walk around with this girl.
Be advised, still have squad mates outside the safe zone. Enemy UAV overhead. Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy advanced UAV is active.
When I first pulled up, she was like...
Under.
I didn't even know what he was doing. I don't even think he knew what he was doing. All she said was that she hopped out of the vehicle with the vehicle window and was still on the street. Yeah, the witness inside the car was like that when we got here.
I made this girl on the road. Just ask me. So cool.
You're redeploying. It's all on you. Stay alive so your squad can redeploy. You have reinforcements inbound.
Hard at 11. Saw a car and saw a girl start running and drove inside and saw a girl laying on the ground.
Your squad mate is redeploying. Well done.
And she waved for us to stop. Then she started running and he also started running after her. And we drove again and saw that she was naked and I started beeping. Then he started running like towards you. He started running at your car. Okay. I launched to another street to call the police. Then when the police came to the car, I came to. Okay.
Enemy UAV is online. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. Surgeons are about to end. Make it count. Out of time, you lost the intel.
If I need to bring back to the streets.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy soldier incoming.
I didn't try to fight him. Threaten to hurt her. Did you make any threats?
Squad mates are in the safe zone. Gas is closing in.
Tried to hurt her? Yeah. Where did you get her? Yeah. Where? Well, the streets are on here, so... No, did you...
You need ammo?
No, I didn't do it for anything.
Oh. I think you said I need ammo. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Fire sale's over. Adjusting prices.
Yeah, because she didn't like to understand to me. Why did you say?
Enemy UAV is online.
To make it down.
because I need to try to get him up to the tree.
He was like literally like crawling under the tree when he pulled up. He was like picking the branches. Okay, look at the bottom. Do you see that like dark liquid at the bottom? It's not on the other trees. When I pulled up, he was literally like pulling on the branches. I didn't know what the hell he was doing.
He was probably stepping in all this mud that's going everywhere. Maybe she crossed the proposition, say, hey, can you take me somewhere?
Like her saying, I'll do something sexual.
Yeah, so maybe he picked her up.
And then they came
out here. Maybe he was starting to drive a little crazy. Maybe he was talking a little funny because obviously he was in the car. And then she like, okay, let me out the car.
You're under arrest, and we're going to have to for you to jail for assault, abduction, and menacing. It means like threatening somebody. They gonna examine me? Menacing, not examine. Now we go to hospital. Now you're gonna get to the jail. Jail?
After being questioned by law enforcement, the victim was released and returned safely to her home. The suspect was charged with abduction, assault, and menacing. On November 10th, 2022, he pleaded guilty, and Department of Corrections records indicate he was sentenced to 2.5 years in Ohio state prisons. He is expected to be released on supervision in the fall of 2025.
What kind of man dressed in camouflage and is in the woods at 2 a.m.? Well, definitely not someone hoping for a chat with the police. When police shines a light on this guy, it's not about what he's doing, it's about why he's out there hidden in plain sight. For instance, we might think a serial killer is just stage for pathos. These people didn't vanish, they evolved. The old ones left trails of bodies and monsters. The new ones wear smiles and nothing behind the sidewalk. Smart technique. Ask yourself why this man was alone in the woods, probably semi-quoting an article I read by Derek Thompson. These people were once fueled by a society that trusted strangers and glorified victims. Well, that world is gone, but so is the silence, because now we've got cameras, DNA, databases, and a culture that thinks evil needs headlines to exist. And the truth is, our systems got better, but people, they didn't. For every killer that we stop with science, another learns how to avoid the digital footprint entirely. And sometimes the one we catch, they're the ones who wanted to be known. But in my opinion, we didn't kill off the serial killer, we just made him quieter, more patient, and better at pretending to be normal. So the question isn't where the serial killers and kidnappers went, it's whether we'd even notice if they were still here. Because what was hiding in that park might have been the 2025 version of something we no longer believe exists.
Check your gear and weapons. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
They think they're talking to actual teenagers, but in reality, they're talking to adult teenagers.
Yeah.
Have a good Saturday night?
Enemies dropping into the AO.
Not only is this more download your number, it's illegal. You guys know that. Very well. You won't believe some of their excuses. I don't have to put fiber on it. You don't. I don't. What about when you said that you wanted to slide your hands up and down your back, probably really wrong. They come in all different shapes and sizes. What does my
following night you just been here. Or the Steve Hands for the predatory investigation unit. Steve Hands for the predatory investigation unit.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
I'm moving on to the predatory investigation. Unsupervised. I hope this broadcast we've got a lot of over
Enemy soldier incoming. All stations, green light. We're deploying to the Warzone.
You never really know what's going to happen here on YouTube with their
Resurgence. Survive and your team can redeploy. Eliminate targets to bring them back faster.
Ooh, my game glitched.
On average, about 20% of children claim to have been contacted by an online predator in just the last
Enemy counter UAV inbound.
We wanted to put these statistics to the test, so we decided to go online and post Team Dirt to see if any potential predators counted. And sure enough, they did. After that, flooded came to meet up in just one night. Even still, such a young
Reinforcements inbound.
but then they meet when confusion strikes, their excuses tend to get rather interesting.
Beavis is in that container.
Go get your revenge. You're being tracked by an enemy squad. Evade and survive.
And later on,
Hostile UAV in the area. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Squad mates back on station. Good work. Enemy destroyed. Use your tac map to hunt down the rest of them. Enemy UAV overhead.
Well, that sounds really good.
We're returning you to the front. Early. Mark remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down.
Moving this way.
Enemy UAV is online.
Disregard.
9 left. Keep the pressure on. We've got 10 squads active in the field. Friendly loadout drops on the way. Loadout drop headed your way. Stand by for redeployment. Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done. Survive until your squad can redeploy.
You're not even a kid. So what do you know? What did you know? I knew it. I called you out. I called you out.
Only 10
What
left.
What did you call him out for?
Valiant effort.
Okay,
Keep your head up and return to base to debrief.
Switching max.
You're losing ground. Moving.
This 30-something-year-old lead. We don't know about his age, but his demeanor speaks for itself. Just take a look at the chat. He starts the conversation with the girl in an outgoing chat, asking her what she's up to. The girl says that she's just at home, alone, and that she's 13. Lee says that he's not trying to get in trouble. The girl then says that she's not going to tell anyone. Now Lee knows he could get into some trouble for this, but that still doesn't stop him. He asks the girl if she smokes, and then says that he's got some on her. The girl says she's never done it before, but she's down to try it. Lee then asks what the girl has done sexually. The girl says that she hasn't done anything. She's very inexperienced. Lee seemed interested in this and asked if he could come over. It was at this point when we knew that Lee was hot and ready to come on over. So we gave him the address to our sneakers, told him to come on in and head into the basement.
We were in the Philadelphia area somewhere in September of 2022 doing an investigation. The main thing that brought us over to that area was this Eric guy that had been chatting with P-Boy for some time. You may remember him from one of the previous episodes. He was a pretty unforgettable character. Now, after we caught Eric, we had a lot of time to kill in the Philadelphia area, so we decided to go online and set up a few more profiles to see if any more potential predators might meet up. And unshockingly enough, our inboxes were flooded with dozens of these guys that were, trying to meet up with, who they thought was an underage boy or girl. The predator population over in Philly is just astronomical. I mean, they have...
We're headed to the war zone. Get geared up and stand by.
Just one night, 3 of these guys came to actually meet in person who they thought was an underage girl / boy. Think about it. So the first guy tonight was, he said his name was Lee. Lee lived somewhere, I forget the city, but it was outside of Philadelphia. I believe we came across him in a kick. And if you know anything about kick chat, privately. Was one of the things, of course. Well, he did not hesitate to advance and keep talking. He asked her a series of
enemy soldier incoming.
Enemy down. Changing mag.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Now, we were the first country that used the IPA. Not the problem. But we use this as you see to what may be for some those girls. I got accepted. But, you know, that wasn't the line. And this obviously wasn't the truth.
All stations, we are green to go. Stand by for deployment.
Series messages from phone numbers, and then he was given the address. There's no way
Resurgence.
You're not even in my game.
Survive to redeploy fallen teammates. Kill to bring them back faster. Your team leader. Set a drop point for your squad soldier.
The fuck? What the fuck?
Enemy soldier incoming. Your squad mates back on station. Good work. Hostile UAV in the area.
Oh, man, I'll let you have a seat right there, real please, stand by. You have a bit of a hard time getting here today? No. Just have a seat right there, please. Good. So there's someone that's going to what happened there? Well, you're going to want to get over here with us. You haven't talked with this gentleman. Well, he's here to meet.
Get ready. You're redeploying. Your squad mate is redeploying. Well done. Enemy UAV overhead.
Okay, well, I was right here again. Hey, what I want here told her that she was 13.
You have reinforcements inbound.
Says I'm actually 13. So this is your number, the one so if I call you from, it's not going to ring. Okay, let's try. You put it on silent right
Your
now.
squad mate is redeploying. Well done.
Can you shut your phone? Can you shut your phone? It's taking me a minute there.
Located the rest.
Yeah.
Your squad's in the safe zone.
You're good. Okay, well, just leave it just like that. You just turn notifications off, or? Okay.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Well, I'm gonna have this conversation with him right here. Okay. Okay, well, let me ask you this. So this would be your picture. That's you. Yes, it is.
And you sent that a little bit ago. Well, who shot that then? One I hacked that people still pictures. Oh, so how did you find this address? So you see doors open, just walk in. Well, the first and that person looks like so you're gay. You're not here though. You're 13. Well, from what it looks like here, they sent you the address, and now here you are. That's what I have here. And what you're saying doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Back on station. Go get after it.
What about it? The person that
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
in this conversation gave this address. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, yeah, not here. You have a picture. Okay, that's fine. So from what I'm seeing here, talking to a 13-year-old girl.
More like Seth real good. Come on. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
So what's the other here? You just want to be straight up.
Enemy destroyed. Use your tac map.
Yes, there is smoke.
Enemy UAV is online.
She has a boyfriend. You ask her what she's tried. She says, as far as what? You say sex. She says, I only messed around with a boy from 8th grade last year. You say, oh, so nothing. And then you say, have you ever been eight? Now, sir, do you want the police to be called? No, sir. Sir? I do have to let you know something here. Sir? Sir, I need to let you know I'm Steve Hansen with a predatory investigation.
Your squad mate's back on station. Good work.
You're actually here being a 13-year-old girl. You're seeing a guy. Sir, you should really take a seat. You don't have this neighborhood out of this business. Sir? Now, lady. Hey, can we just talk to you here? Yeah, you can smoke a cigarette. We just want to talk.
Precision airstrike standing by.
Whatever it looks like.
Hostile UAV in the area.
Lee? Lee or Ray, whatever your name is, can I just have a conversation with you?
Be advised, an enemy squad is tracking your location.
The person... Well, sir, is it here in a public place? We can record and...
Get to the safe zone.
You're in public.
Enemy UAV is online.
To me, that 13-year-old girl.
You've made it to the top 10.
And we're doing an online series, so...
We've got 10 squads
active meet up with kids online. Now, Lee, it looks like it from the conversation, okay? Okay. This is what I've got. How did you know it comes to that address, Lee?
I was supposed to be meeting a gay person at an event.
A gay person, right? Oh, excuse me, officer? Officer? This man's here to meet a 13-year-old girl here? Yes. Officer? Excuse me, officer? Oh, you sir, come around.
Copy. Longbow 3-1 on approach. Strike inbound.
I think they passed us. You didn't know what? You didn't know who. So she said that right here, you were given this address. How did you not come to that address? You're saying... Lee, we're just trying to check this. You're drive off at any time. So you grew up here. How'd you get here? From where? The street. You said, in the conversation, you said you were 22 minutes away, you said you were in traffic. And there was an accident. And it looks like you made a bit of an oopsie-daisy walking into that house, from what I can see. You said you were in an accident. It looks to me like you made a bit of an oopsie-daisy coming in that house there. You said you were
Fire stand is active. Fire station prices are adjusted.
You're free to go and see your car please. That's what it looks like from here. You said that you were going to eat her.
Enemy UAV overhead.
The proof is in the pudding here.
You have reinforcements inbound.
Who told you to come there? Okay.
Get ready. Resurgence window is about to close.
Okay. Well, Lee, could you please show me the conversation? That's the part that I'm not kidding. You guys are telling me that I am doing something when I'm actually not. And it's really confusing.
Lee, she says right here, are you okay with me being 13? She gave you the address to show up. And there you are at the address.
Hostile UAV in the area.
She said I'm downstairs and you immediately went for the basement.
No, I actually walked up.
Enemy airstrike in the area. All squad mates are in the safe zone.
Why did you just say female?
I said, female or guy there.
There's supposed to be a 13-year-old girl there. That's what I know.
The enemy is no longer tracking you. You lost them. Enemy UAV overhead. Fire sales done. Prices are back to normal.
Wow, just denied everything. That's crazy. Also, Lee or Ray there, whatever his name is, in his Uber. Good work, guys. Good work. Cleaning up the streets of Philly one better at a time. All right, boys, let's go drunk then. Okay, walking in that house with that 13-year-old girl. And it's like you get lost inside. The same way you were me when you drove walking.
Be advised, resurgence is no longer active. This is for keeps. Be advised. Flight rates are restocked. Advise you to load up now.
Well, you see, one still on Steve, and I want your money. So let's take a moment to talk about extra. Huge thanks to the sponsor in this video. Do you find yourself to be clumsy? Are you always losing? Well, Extra is here to save the day. The company that's known for the world's first trackable box. Be sure to upgrade all of your carriers.
Enemy UAV is online.
It's about half the size of a normal wallet and it will carry about 12 cards plus some cash. Do you need to access your credit card quick so you can support me on mobile? Well, check this out. I'm sure you're messing with the baby. Who even gives a shit about the environment? I'll tell you who. Expert does. They manufacture all the environmentally friendly materials like Italian leather. If you happen to lose your wallet, well, with the solar-powered tracker here, you can find your wallet anywhere in the world from multiple devices. Let this bad boy soak up the sun for about 2 hours, and you're good for about 3 months of charge. If you want to stop losing your wallet, be sure to check out Extra and the link in the description down below. Now I'm going to hand it back over to Steve Hansen.
You're losing ground. Moving.
Territorial Investigation Unit. We work in conjunction with the police. Why don't you have a seat right here? I have a couple questions for you. Sir. Sir, are you with the police on standby? Sir. Caroline.
Only 4 remain. Finish the job. 5 squads still operating.
You're sending me a 13-year-old girl. You got it right. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out, watch out.
You were 1 of 5.
I can take it from a start here. That's a Victor, and Debbie is on my dating profile. Here you can see the girl does tell him. The girl tells him she's 13 right there. He goes on, says he has a 10-year-old daughter, and he wants to slide his hands up her back and neck, then feel her down on her sides, to her waist, and maybe sneak in a kiss. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Okay. Yeah. So basically, it goes on, and then she reminds him I'm only 13, remember? And then he says he wants to strip her down in front of her and slowly follow her into the shower. And just goes on.
Okay. Well, I wonder what's going on right now.
This is just remarkable. I mean, it's so violent.
Why are you bleeding? Why are you bleeding? Why are you bleeding? Where'd he go?
But his reckless actions caused the death of 5 people. But the defense is, it wasn't me. Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another fun-filled, kind of not so much fun-filled episode of Criminal Reacts. We're going to talk about a very serious crime that happened here in the Twin Cities, actually. That has wider implications than you might think. But before we get to that, first of all, I'm coming to you on our channel called Criminal Reacts, a channel created and curated and crafted so carefully by our former content genius that you knew and I knew as Michael Over, God rest his soul. And I have my cufflinks, my Irish cufflinks from Weavers in Dublin, and they were so graciously taken to me by my sweetheart fiance. And I am just happy to come in and chat with you. But before we get to all the business of the day, this is brought to you by AskTheLawyer.com. If you have a case that you're looking at, or maybe you have a complaint against a neighbor, or maybe you have a landlord issue, or you just have something you're curious about, go to AskTheLawyer.com. AskTheLawyer.com will answer your questions. And you know, if all of a sudden they tell you, look, don't bother with this, you know, for $49 you have peace of mind. Or here's the next step. This is what you need to do. Or maybe you're already deep into it and you need to do your own legal research. Or they have an AI component that can help you for $49. Every state is trained by this AI. So these are the same folks that brought you eForms and eSign. They're incredibly loyal sponsor to CLR. So I would highly encourage you to use them as a very affordable legal resource. So go to AskLawyer.com. And no jokes about grammar, because we can't hide it. Okay, so this is what you call a bad day for somebody. A really bad fucking day. So there's a guy by the name of Derek Thompson. And Derek Thompson was busted for blowing through a red light, going over 100 miles an hour, and killing.
Check weapons and gear. We're holding deployed.
That's a similar case in California. And in that
deployed to Warzone.
Which, you know, those crimes, or the 924C, and 5.
Just in time.
Resurgent. Stay alive and keep your squad in the
They
fight.
must have added the charge. But let me just tell you what the facts are. I mean, we're going to come and it's really so honored by June 16, 2023, and this is a fun property, so I'm not sending the other screen. A Minnesota trooper was stationed at a fully marked.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Bus stop at I-35 and 46th Street. When the trooper observed a black Escalade traveling northbound on 45W by the trooper at a high rate of speed. In other words, I see you speeding, I'm going to pull you over, I'm going to search your car because you smell like weed, and you had gun and drugs in the car. The radar on the trooper squad indicated he was going 95 and 55. The black Escalade was also weaving in and out of traffic. The trooper attempted to catch up to the Escalade. However, prior to the
Hostile
trooper
UAV in the area.
attempted to initiate a traffic stop. The black Escalade, which was traveling in the far left lane, abruptly cut across 4 lanes of traffic. Exits were required to take the trooper never activated their emergency lights.
Target down. Marking the rest of them.
The black Escalade, or maybe did, except the traffic light. The Escalade continued to travel at a high rate of speed northbound down the exit ramp through 2nd Avenue and East Lakeside. The black Escalade did not stop or slow down for the red light, so it just blows it. I'll show you that here in a second. It's so bad. At the same time, the black Honda Civic had the green light and was lawfully traveling westbound on East Lake Street at the intersection. The black Escalade collided violently with the black Honda Civic and T-boned the black Honda Civic on the driver's side of the vehicle in the middle of the intersection, causing catastrophic damage to both vehicles. The black Escalade crashed into a black Honda Civic with its upforce and crushed the black Honda Civic, pushing the black Honda Civic out of the intersection and pinning it against the wall. The crash was caught on video. So here's where it gets kind of weird. Officers put the witness A. Witness A informed officers that they observed the accident and saw the defendant exit the vehicle and flee the scene on foot. Witness A provided that Witness A also informed officers that the defendant was limping as he fled the scene.
What the fuck?
That he observed the defendant flee the scene after the accident and informed officers that the defendant was at a nearby Taco Bell. So he's just sitting in the parking lot. We have
back on station. Go get after it.
He was located in Taco Bell and he's sitting bleeding. I just can't believe this. He was arrested.
Enemy dropping into the AR.
And then he's got prior felonies for evading police. 5th-degree drug possession. And now he's got this.
Stand by for redeployment.
Federal case that he lost. So he's going to be charged with a shit ton of pills and also the gun and then you got a death occurring while he's moving the pills and possessing the gun. So you've got this aggravating factor.
Enemy soldier incoming.
So we're going to play a little bit of the news clip that was shown. And that does 2 things. One, it shows a little bit of the crash. And then it also highlights the opening statements. Let's just take a look at that.
Trial for the man accused of killing 5 young women in a high school
Your squad mate is redeployed. Well done.
Their accounts in the private
Marking the rest of that squad as attack man. Get hunting.
driving 100 miles per hour through traffic in the car in 2022. Following this case for us. And during the
The first shot, you get in the camera in the courtroom. The business of the fine joint business is on our because prosecutions can't open cases in the murder trial. Lost their lives. That was shocking.
Go get your revenge. An enemy squad is hunting you. Stay sharp.
So this is the crash. It comes off the freeway at over 100 miles an hour and just evil. We're going to do something a little bit different in this case because of the nature of some of this. We're going to have more on Patreon that we're going to post. So if you're a Patreon member, you'll be able to see some unredacted stuff.
Your squad's in the safe zone. Gas is inbound.
What resulted isn't sufficiently described as a crash or a collision. It was an explosion. We simply don't have the word established in modifying
Bullshit. But I mean, in all fairness to this defense lawyer, I know the prosecutor, I know this judge. In all fairness to this prosecutor, what's his defense? I mean, his only defense is that I wasn't driving, it wasn't me. But guess what? It was rented at the airport. And guess what they have at the airport? Video. We're going to go through that here in a minute. But you've got a situation with one person there.
All right, let's call this duty.
No question he didn't intend to kill you. But his reckless actions.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Defense is
Enemy UAV overhead. You're in the top 10. Keep knocking them down. We've got 10 squads active in the field. Fire sale active. Fire station prices have been reduced.
So here's what third-degree murder is. Whoever with intent to affect the death of any person
Enemy UAV online.
perpetuate or participate in
That was your reload.
genuinely dangerous drugs in person and evincing a is guilty of murder and may be sentenced to prison not more than 5 years. So that's kind of a dicey charge. Because you're just speeding like crazy. Are you evincing?
Your squad is down.
I don't
Stay
know.
alive to bring them back.
Listen to the rest of this.
Contract was compromised. Stand down.
This should help. Hey, at least you got his war clothes.
LDBR inbound. Enemy destroyed. Use your TAC map to hunt down the rest of them. Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy UAV overhead. Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy deployed an advanced UAV.
Not good. Not good.
And he's got a gun in the car. He's got pills in the car. Let's just follow back to where he got the car. Here we have a video of Thompson at the counter, paying for and getting his Escalade. Do we see his brother around anywhere? I mean, that's the only defense that he has, is that I wasn't driving. So that's where you start. You start at the airport when he gets in the car. And then we go into the parking lot. So now we see Mr. Thompson, and it's Mr. Thompson. He's by himself, unless he's got a twin brother. I mean, maybe that's the theory that he is a twin brother. But he just brought his car up. He's going to get his car. Now, sometimes we try a case because we just don't have any on, and there's no, you can't do anything. But I hate it when I'm in a position where I have nothing to argue. When you have to argue the absurd anyway, because it's the only thing you have, right? So here we have Mr. Thompson checking out. Here he is. That's him. There's nobody else in the car with him.
I checked it and I was like,
I mean, this is powerful stuff.
And I was like,
because it wasn't long after this that these people get stumped out by this Escalade. I mean, and he's calm. What are you doing driving 95 miles an hour down the road? I mean, maybe he was feeling like a baller because he's in an Escalade. But clearly, that's him leaving with his car, right? Here's the thing. At this day, there's video everywhere. I'm in a case right now. 5 defendants, RICO, gang case, guns, drugs, murders, and there's video everywhere. Every store has got has it. Every street corner has it. You know, and this is powerful stuff. So we're going to redact some of this in post, and I'm going to react to it. We'll put this up on our
Give me the props.
So if you're a Patreon member, we'll have access to this.
Use this time for some dark operations.
Come with a pee.
Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone.
So, evidence that we wouldn't have had before, we now have. Now check this out. This is a new device.
Resurgence. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates. Kill to bring them back faster.
on video asking for a fucking run. This guy is mad. This is him getting away from the scene. Probably not doing so well.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Right now on this case. And here's the other thing. As you are watching this, he's sitting in jail. He's awaiting, going to start again on Monday on trial. And one of the things that you have when you have multiple victims, you're going to have the ability for the state to ask for consecutive sentences, one on top of the other. I mean, when you are convicted federally, and you're looking at a state sentence, the feds don't give you credit for your state time. So
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
And he's waiting trial on his state court stuff. But he's already been convicted of all this federal stuff. He's not getting any credit for that time. He just isn't. And he's probably looking at when I was on my trip, I saw one of my best friend's brother get clobbered on a head and music to send me the trip. On a motorcycle. And these crashes can do devastating impact. So this is what probably happened. He gets out. You can't really see it on the other. He probably.
Ten remaining. Keep pushing. We've got 10 squads active in the field. You've got a loadout drop inbound. Target down, marking the rest of them. Down to you, soldier. Stay sharp. Squad mates back on station. Good work. Enemy soldier incoming. You have reinforcements inbound. Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your stack. Get hunted. Bounty targets marked. Kill them all.
I'm hit! Changing mags!
You're getting another chance. Weapons free.
More like Seth Rowe gun.
All squad mates are in the safe
That's pretty
zone.
clever.
Gas is closing in.
On the move.
Enemy UAV is online.
Hey, at least you got his war clothes or whatever it's called. War 2 Sorry, bud. You're doing your best.
Marks remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down.
You almost got him. Good.
It's all on you. Stay alive so your squad can redeploy. Enemies dropping into the AO. Your squad mate is redeploying. Well done. Kill confirmed. We've located the rest of them.
Your ammo's low.
Enemy UAV overhead. Enemy UAV is online. Biofail is active. Buy station prices are adjusted. Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy advanced UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead. Resurgence window is ending. Watch your 6. Enemy UAV is online. Loadout drop headed your way. Targets evaded. Bounty contract been pulled. Bounty targets identified. Weapons free. Get ready. You're redeploying. Hostile UAV in the area. Fire fail's done. Prices are back to normal. You're the last one standing, soldier. Survive until your squad can redeploy. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your tac map. Get hunting.
Good.
Your squad mate is redeploying. Well done. Resurgence is closed. No more second chances. Enemy UAV overhead. Supply crates have been restocked. Load up.
Counter UAV available for tasking.
Your squad is down. Stay alive to bring them back.
UAV standing by.
Dad always taught us to make good on our... Loading fresh mag!
Only 10 were left. Check your gear and weapons. Enemy soldier incoming.
Hostile armor broken.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Enemies dropping into the AR.
Neutralize.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. All stations, this is Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been authorized. Resurgence. Stay alive to keep your squad in the fight. Alright, soldier. Mark the drop point in your squad and go get after it. Hostile UAV in the area. We're returning you to the front. Earn this. Time for vengeance. You're redeploying. Your squad mates back on station. Good work. Your squad made it to the safe zone. You've got gas moving in. Enemy soldier incoming. Your squad mate is redeploying. Well done. Remaining operators from that squad. Hunt them down. You've got a loadout drop inbound. returning you to the front. Earn this.
More like Seth Rowe gun. Come on, that's pretty clever. On the move.
Enemy UAV is online.
Hell yes! Oh my god, this game is intense. Your ammo's low.
Dog, there's no fucking way he knows that. Oh, you fucking. There's one more.
Your squad mate's back on station. Good work.
He's up here now.
Your squad's in the safe zone.
Yeah, full season.
You're losing ground. Move it. You've made it to the top 10. We've got 10 squads active in the field.
Eyes on enemy. Send it! So glad I don't have to run in here. That's all you. You just carry me around.
Behind me. Shoot.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Out front, that's it.
You have reinforcements inbound.
Armor refilled.
They're coming up the stairs.
You were 1 of 10 remaining. Not bad.